So my name is Lode Leen. I'm an equine vet. I started as a general practitioner, equine practitioner, and then very soon changed into doing purely orthopedic works, sport horses, treatments, and pre-purchase exams. When I started, I still had an analog X-ray system that we had to develop images at night or in the evening at home. But I had worked in France and Germany with digital X-ray and in clinics, and so I bought my first digital DR cabled system, and I was one of the pioneers in Belgium in that field. I'm also a computer nerd in the way that I made my own PMS, practice management software, and by coincidence this developed in growing into the Veterinary Solutions business. How did that happen? I was following up on every new demonstration of upcoming DR systems at the time and giving advice to other vets. The system I had bought was from a company that went bankrupt, and I was able to support other vets that had bought from that company who were left alone without service. And at a certain point I saw the system from Fujifilm, and I bought that particular system since there was no distribution for Belgium for that machine, and I was able to buy it directly from them. I made changes to software processings and to all kind of stuff in the system, and the question came if I wanted to sell this to other vets. And I thought, why not? I was already doing that kind of support anyway, and it quickly became a success. So the first year was only was a combination with my practice. I was selling like 6 systems or whatever, but the next year was already around 40 systems, and it was not possible to combine it with the practice anymore. So I stopped that and I started hiring people and growing Veterinary Solutions from that date on. When I was young, I was already horse riding a lot, and I wanted to do something with horses. One of the options was becoming an equine vet. So horse riding, due to time restrictions, was not easy to combine, but at least I was able to work with horses. When I was doing my equine practice, I was also a computer freak or nerd. And in the way that I even wrote my own practice management software and all this stuff. I was a pioneer in these DR systems in Belgium and bought this from a company that went bankrupt later on. And 5 other people in Belgium that bought it from that company, I was already supporting them because they had no support from the original company. So that was already the first start of the later business. And then at a certain point I was looking at every new system that came out on the market, just out of interest. And I was advising other vets that wanted to buy such systems anyway. And at a certain point I wanted to renew my actual DR system. I came into contact with Fujifilm at the time. They were looking for a distributor. I was able to buy a unit directly from them. I had seen the image quality and I was really convinced about it. But soon the question came if I wanted to sell this to other vets. And I thought, why not? I was already doing this support for free for other vets, so why not start selling this equipment? I made changes to the equipment. I put new processings on there, new settings, some software part as well. And the first year was only a couple of units, 6, but the next year was already 40 that I sold. So it was not possible to keep combining this with the practice. So I started by employing the first employee, and from then on it just started growing. I started with the company Veterinary Solutions. I specifically chose that name at the time, Solutions, because we want to bring solutions to the vet. From the beginning, it was the goal to make the life of the vets easier. And we did it by providing good service, and that has always been also our most important part. I know the frustration that you have when on a Friday evening your system breaks down. You have a couple of pre-purchase exams on a Saturday that are planned, and you have no one to help you to repair your system. And you don't know what to answer to your client who is waiting for this pre-purchase because he has sold a couple of horses and he wants this to go on. So that's why this focus on support is so important, and that we have this in the DNA of our company. And we've always been trying to help out people from a distance very quickly. We started by selling Fujifilm DR systems, but very soon we added a PAC system, first written by myself, but then by an external company. And then we changed also the acquisition software, so the software to generate the images. And we made that first by an external company and then by internal development people, which has a big advantage. So this team has now expanded to 8 software developers. Some of them are purely focused on image quality, some on the front end, some on the back end. But the biggest advantage is that we have full control over the process, and we have been through difficult times to get to this point. We had situations with a lot of bugs in the software. Luckily, we were there for the clients to help them. But 2.5 years ago, we renewed everything in the software with the version that is made completely in-house. So our portfolio has now expanded with also ultrasound, also CT for small animal, also endoscopy. And what makes us special in that is that all these units are combined with our Connect.Vet ecosystem, so that you have all a fluent way of communicating with all the systems. Not only with these systems, but also with a cell phone. You can just take a picture of a trotting horse or a video of a trotting horse and add this into your pre-purchase exam. Add a video of your endoscopy, your ultrasounds as well, all the clips and the videos of it, and all add this and share this very easy to the end user, just with a couple of clicks in the software. A couple of years ago, we were contacted by IMV Imaging to join them. We, as a small company, have invested so much in all the software development, and it would be a shame if it was not used on a bigger scale. And to do all this growth from Belgium out with a small team was not so easy. And we knew the IMV business from the past. I used to be the first Belgium user of the EasyScan at the time. And so it makes it a quite clear, obvious choice to go ahead with them. Because they have the great network, and this allows now for bigger expansion of our product. It brings in a new knowledge, especially in this ultrasound, what we started now, and this endoscopy, since Vesco is also a specialist in endoscopy within the group. So this is really added value, and in the past we've always been selling units that we could offer added value to, and we have not been just seller of equipment. So that's very important that we keep doing that and that we keep adding value to the product, being it in better service or better knowledge about the applications or better connectivity with all other software. I think the most important one is this software piece, to getting everything more professionalized, to what we are doing with sharing these images and so on. A lot of vets are still sharing images in JPEG format or reports that are not protected against falsification and so on. So that's all provided with our platform, and I think that's getting more and more important. Other big advantages that we see is AI. where this will help for diagnosis, of course, but also in improving image quality. So we will very soon be able to provide real-life feedback during an exam with our X-ray, so that the vet can retake where necessary. The goal is to give all kind of feedback there. As soon as also the diagnosis is in there and you have some suspicions thing on your X-ray, you can advert the vet that during the exam he can retake it, and that he doesn't realize only after being at home or whatever that he should have retaken a certain image, because there is some suspicious thing visible, and if he had just taken one extra image in another direction, it would have been clear if it was an artifact or not. So these type of things can help, especially in X-ray, to improve the workflow of the vet. At this moment, I'm no more doing veterinary services, so that's of course not funny. But I have a great team of people here that have been trained in all these things, and we're growing every year, and we're advancing, and we are making great software and novelties, and that's really motivating to do. Okay, so when a student learn and go to other places, I myself went to France and Germany, and then you have another perspective than what you learn at university in Belgium. So it's important to broaden that thing. But you can do that temporary, but one day you need to start something for yourself. When starting your own practice, it's important that you make a good impression with your clients and that you do it first way, good way. That's why it's so important to have good equipment, because the good equipment is the business card that you share as a vet to your owners or to other colleagues. And that means you need to have decent image quality, you need to have a decent platform to share your images. So that's important to invest from day one into decent machines. When you start as a young vet, you don't realize how the importance of support on your purchases, because you think at that time you still have time. It doesn't matter if you lose some time, if the system breaks down or whatever, but very soon you will realize your time is money. You need to you invest in machines that are distributed by partners that have good service, not to come into problem afterwards.